Welcome back, my bumblebees. Do you like the new look? I hope so. My very dear friend Astralplants made these for me, and I couldn't be happier, because now I can do talking videos without yelling and feeling like a giant oven. Fun times all around. So please be sure to give them a follow and check out their other art. Links are in the description below. Without further ado, let's get on to today's video. With the 2020 con season being as dead as it is because of Rona, and conventions rescheduling for next year or even further, I thought it would be a good idea to make a video reminding everyone of con etiquette, since by the time 2021 con season rolls around, you may be a little bit too excited to remember these important things. It's also good to remember the type of convention you're attending, how rules affect your convention going, and what may be acceptable at one type of con may come off as weird for another convention. So, what are some general rules that apply to all conventions? Number 1, the 6-2-1 hygiene rule. This rule is a rather simple one, yet at both furry and anime conventions, at least from my experience, it seems to be underappreciated or not really implemented. I can't count the many times I've walked by cosplayers, general attendees, or fursuiters who stink to the high heavens. I mean, these people could literally knock someone out with their stench. It's bad. Okay, maybe not literally, but it's bad. So, what exactly does this rule mean? This rule basically states that while attending a convention, you should get at least 6 hours of sleep per night, 2 meals a day, and at least 1 shower a day. Pretty simple, right? Well, for some con goers, the excitement really gets to them. I'm not saying you shouldn't be excited for your first convention or the anticipation of time spent at the convention, but it's always good to consider the others around you too. They may also be there for similar reasons, and keeping yourself clean, well fed, and not super sleep deprived makes for a better convention experience overall. Keeping yourself clean is also a good way for keeping away con crud, and not being tired can help your body fight whatever weird cold you picked up along the way. Number 2. Code of conduct. There's another shorter one here, but it's always a good idea before attending any convention to go on the website and check their code of conduct so you're aware of what is okay and not okay at the convention. Most things on the code of conduct tend to be common sense things. Don't cause trouble or harass other attendees, but you can also find things like their dress code, props that are okay, how harassment is treated, convention security, and so much more. It's good to look it up, as it might help you find something important or helpful. 3. You don't need a costume. You'll see a lot of con goers dressed up, whether it's a fursuit, cosplay outfit, or just one of those silly inflatable dino suits. But this doesn't mean that you need any of this to attend a convention. You don't need a fursuit to attend a furcon, and you don't need to cosplay to attend an anime convention or comic convention. Dressing up is always optional. Don't be down and out because you aren't in cosplay or the literal oven of a fursuit. Instead, just have fun and look at all the cool outfits everyone else is sporting. Don't be afraid of fursuiters or cosplayers. If you're nervous, just come up and ask a question. That'll be sure to have them open up and chat for a bit. Say things like, "Did you make your cosplay or fursuit?" Or say something like, "Wow, I really love your fursuit or cosplay." Ask for photos with them. This will literally make their day, since you thought they were cool enough or cute enough to get a photo taken with them. Plus, it'll be something cool for you to look back on. But something I can't stress enough is this. Cosplay or fursuiting is not consent. This means you should never take a photo of someone without first asking them, never touch them without permission, never touch someone in a way that could make them uncomfortable. That is not to say it doesn't happen by accident. Looking at you, dropped crotch suitors. But if it does happen, just politely apologize and let them know you didn't mean to. It's better to address it and apologize for it than leaving it unspoken and in turn making you look like a total creep. Besides the outfits, there are plenty of other things to do at conventions, so never feel bad for the lack of an outfit. Number 4. Be sure to pack anything you need. So, you think you're con ready? Well, not quite yet. First, you need to pack. Start with essentials first. Things like hygiene products, a few changes of clothes, snacks, money, and really anything else you think you may need for the convention weekend. If you're going to cosplay, be sure to bring everything you need for the cosplay you plan to do, or cosplays. So many times I've gone to conventions and forgotten to bring something small and very integral to my cosplay, and in turn had to run down to the nearest store to purchase something similar. This has literally cost me more money than the trip should normally. So always make sure you have everything, from makeup to the shoes to the smallest pieces. If you're a fursuiter, don't forget a repair kit, although this applies to cosplayers as well. Also, be sure to have all your suit parts packed up in a way that is easy to store and bring with you. Typically, I put my suit in a nice plastic tub with extra things, like my belt, fans, my badge, and extra Under Armour gear in case I really just want to suit a bunch. I also want to mention this here, but unless your tub is big enough, please do not ever put the head in with the rest of your suit. If it's a suit partial, that's okay. You just don't want to get your suit head crushed or bent in a weird way due to how it's put into the tub. The list for things to pack is long, and I could go on for days, but I'll spare you my motherly speech, and instead I'll plop a link in the description with a Google Doc checklist that I personally made and typed up for both anime and furry conventions. It's a complete checklist of anything you could possibly need, unless there's something you yourself want to add to it, in which case, feel free to print it out and do so. I don't mind. Number 5. Don't be rude. This is by far the biggest no-no at conventions or in general. If you see someone cosplaying your favorite character, but they aren't the ideal body type you pictured that character being, don't ruin their day or say something about it. Keep your nasty thoughts to yourself. Cosplaying is a form of fun for lots of people, and it's a chance for them to become their favorite character. No one needs your rude opinion or body-shaming comments regarding their cosplay. If you're talking to someone and they tell you the things they like and dislike, don't say rude things or argue about it with them. They chose to open up to you and tell you something personal, so instead, be a listening ear and then provide your own likes and dislikes. This shows that you both feel at least somewhat friendly enough to potentially become friends and chat more. You could have a lifelong friendship just by being kind and not getting upset because they like something that you don't. Never make cosplay a competition. This goes for fursuiters as well, and a perfect example of what not to do was witnessed at BLFC 2018. If you have heard of this incident where a young fursuiter going by Emma the Tiger was harassed for not having a quote-unquote real fursuit, she was wearing a Maskimals tiger head. When this event happened, I was enraged. How could someone be so privileged to not realize that not everyone can afford a suit that costs literally hundreds to thousands of dollars? They're like some elitists when it comes to both cosplay and fursuits. For cosplayers, they pride themselves on making their own costumes and get upset when someone's outfit is bought or better than theirs, which I find absolutely ridiculous. For fursuiters, it boils down to either one of 4 things. You either don't have a suit that's quality enough, it's not made by one of the big makers like Made For You, Sparky Can Do, Mischief Makers, etc. Or not having a suit at all, or having a suit from a maker with problems, i.e. LSD, or Liquid Sunshine Designs. All of these things tend to make people upset and cause the elitist mindset. It shouldn't matter though, where you obtained your cosplay or fursuit. Just enjoy what you have and don't let others ruin your fun. That's not to say they won't still say bad things, but ignoring them is the best thing to do instead of giving them attention. Link to Emma the Tiger incident in the description for those of you who don't know the whole story. It's really sad and honestly has a very happy ending, but I can't believe things like that happened. And that concludes my video. Honestly, there are quite a few things I left out and plenty of other things I could discuss regarding conventions. If you want to see more videos pertaining to conventions or want me to discuss a specific topic, let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far and watched my whole video, then I just want to take a moment to thank you. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, I'll leave links below to my Instagram and Twitter. If you want to support me in other ways, consider checking out my Patreon. I offer all sorts of cool rewards and tutorials. Just go to www.patreon.com/KLovesBunnies. I'll leave it on the screen here. All it takes is $1 to access most of my content. In-depth tutorials are offered at $5 tier, and rewards only get cooler. I also offer merch on Redbubble and Store Envy. Links in the description below. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time, this is Queen Bee, buzzing out.